Welcome to Corys Conscious Living. Are you ready to meditate with Cory? Okay, so lay down, pull up your covers, get comfortable and relaxed. Try and be as still as you possibly can. Try not to move too much, make too much noise. Try not to do anything, but just lay and listen and let your body start to relax, okay? This is a meditation story about a girl called Gigi. This girl was known as Whingy, Whiny Gigi. Whingy, Whiny Gigi could be you. She could be me. She could be a boy. She doesn't necessarily have to be a girl. But Whingy, Whiny Gigi is real. She's called Whingey, Whiny Gigi and not just Gigi because all she ever does is whinge and whine and moan about everything. She never seems to be happy. Now there's lots of things in this world that can make you happy, but there's a secret to being happy, a secret that most children don't really understand. But as you start to get a little bit older, you start to understand and appreciate that life is really all about what you can do for others, not necessarily what others can do for you. Does that make sense? It's like when you're small, everything in the world is all about you. And that was what Gigi was like. It was all about Gigi. Gigi had everything. She had everything and anything you could possibly think of. You could even say she was probably very, very privileged. Privileged in a way that she had all of the clothes that she ever wanted. She had all of the toys that she ever wanted. She had all of the electronics that she wanted. She definitely had a phone. She had a computer. She had everything. Everything material, right? Gigi also had everything else. She had love. She had people that liked her, people that took care of her, people that fed her and loved her and tried to make her happy every single day. And I'm sure this sounds like some of you, right? This sounded like me when I was young. I had everything I wanted. I had the clothes I wanted. I had the house. I had my friends. I had parents that loved me. I had everything. But Whingy, Whiny Gigi didn't appreciate any of it. She didn't realize how lucky she was. She didn't realize what she had, how much she had, how many things that she could be grateful for, and how much she could give to others if she really, really wanted to. Because Gigi was awesome. She was funny, she was talented, she was gifted, she could be loving, she could be sweet, she could be kind and caring, all of those amazing things that any of us could be, right? We're all those things. Each one of us, every boy, every girl, every human being has all of those good things inside of them. We're born with them. It's human nature. But sometimes the things that we learn, the people that we learn from, and the behavior and the beliefs that we pick up along our journey of life turns us into sometimes not so sweet of a person. And Gigi wasn't very sweet already. She didn't think that she had to say thank you for things. She didn't think that she had to take care of the things that people bought her. She just took things for granted. One day, Gigi was walking home from school. She was walking through the field that she normally walked through to get home from school. She was not happy because she had to walk through this silly field. This field was boring. This field was just annoying. The field took time to walk across. Sometimes this field messed up her sneakers when it was muddy or it had been raining. This field was not a good thing. This is all the things Gigi was whining and moaning about in her head as she was walking across the field. Something happened. All of a sudden she started to feel just a little bit dizzy. She felt dizzy enough to the point where she was wondering if she best sit down for a second. So she sat down on the grass, but her dizziness didn't seem to go away. It was like when she looked around, everything around her was spinning just a little bit. The world didn't feel right. It felt rocky and unstable. She started to panic and wondered what on earth was going on. She closed her eyes and opened them and closed them and opened them and kept rubbing at her face to think that maybe if she cleared her vision, the dizziness would go away, but it wouldn't go away. And then she rubbed them one final time and opened her eyes, and all of a sudden, everything looked different. The field looked like the normal field, but the houses and the trees and everything that was normally around this field weren't there anymore. The field was just going on and on and on and on. Every direction she looked, Gigi didn't see anything but field. And the sky just went on and on and on. There were no hills, no trees, nothing to look at. Nothing to show a direction of where to go. No sense of anything but just being on this field. She rubbed her eyes again and opened them really quickly and rubbed her whole face and looked around, and nothing changed. It was just a wide open field. Gigi thought maybe if she stood up, I'll stand up, everything will look different. I'll be able to see the normal trees. I'll be able to see the fence I climb over. I'll be able to see the houses just beyond that. I'll be able to know which way I'm going home, she thought. She stood up. Nothing changed. Gigi now really started to panic. Her heart started to race. Everything started to get very, very rocky. The earth started to spin even more as if she was having some kind of panic attack. She took deep breaths, calmed herself down, but still nothing changed. She sat down with a sense of hopelessness. She didn't understand. What was going on? Why was this happening? She heard a voice that just seemed to come from nowhere, a voice that when she first heard it, she thought, maybe this is some kind of angel or God or whoever. Where is this voice coming from? But then when she listened more to the voice, it just sounded as if it was coming from inside her own head. Like that voice that we all have inside of our mind that talks to us all the time. She started to hear that voice. That voice said, well, what are you going to do now? Gigi said, what do you mean? The voice said, what you going to do now, whiny Gigi? Now all you have is this field, this horrible, boring, annoying field. This is not all I have, said Gigi, starting to get angry and frustrated. This is just something really strange and weird that's happening to me. This is not all I have. I still have everything. Everything's fine. She could feel the panic starting again in her chest as her throat tightened and her heart started to race again. She took another deep breath. Oh, calm down, calm down, calm down. Everything's okay. The voice said, no, this is it, Gigi. All you have is this field. Gigi just looked around. She didn't answer the voice. It started to feel real. What if this is true? What if I don't have my family anymore? What if I don't have my friends, my school, my things, my phone, my computer? What if I don't have all the food I ever desire in the cupboard? What if I don't have every single outfit I could ever think of? What if I don't have all of... What if? She noticed that she was twiddling the grass with her fingertips, nervously. The grass actually felt nice. She ran her fingers and the palms of her hands over the grass on the field. It felt kind of crunchy and tickly, but soft at the same time. Like you were stroking a grass carpet or something furry, but with a little bit more prickle. She ran her hands back and forth and thought about how nice this field actually felt. She laid back and just flopped down, didn't know what to do with herself. The grass felt quite soft and tender and almost like a mattress underneath her body. She'd never noticed that before. She'd never noticed something as boring and uninteresting as the grass. Why would she? Why would she? All she ever did was moan about something or whine about something. Whingy, whiny Gigi. She never stopped whining until she got something new for a moment, and then she would be happy, but then she would whine and moan again because it wasn't right, or it wasn't enough, or it wasn't the best. But right now, all Gigi had was this field, and the field was actually nice. She stared up at the sky. In all of her years, 14 years Gigi had been alive, and she'd not really paid that much attention to the sky. Can you believe it? Today the sky was wonderful. She didn't think it was wonderful at first. She just kind of stared at the sky. But if you had to choose a good day for a good sky, it would have been it. But for someone like me that loves the sky, even grey, cloudy days, the sky is beautiful. It's different moment to moment. And if you stare at the clouds, they shift and change. They never, ever stay the same. But Gigi had never noticed that. She'd never really looked at the sky until now. Now, she was noticing all the fun shapes of the clouds and how they moved and shifted and changed. And when the wind blew them, they changed into looking like different animals or different shapes. She thought about what maybe would be beyond the sky. What if the sky was a world? A whole world. And there were people living up there and we didn't even realize. Maybe new types of people, strange types of animals. That whole big, wide, vast sky, it could have another universe up there and we don't even see it. We don't even think about it. We just look up for a second. Oh yeah, that's the sky. And then we just carry on doing what we're doing. But how amazing is the sky? She looked around, stared into the grass and noticed a couple of bugs on the floor, some ants. They looked like a centipede. At first it kind of freaked her out. Ugh, yucky bugs, she thought. But then she watched them. What else had she got to do? All she had was the field, right? She watched the ants, and she noticed how smart they were, how they were collecting things from here and there, like they all had a mission, a purpose, an order to what they were doing. It was amazing. And how many legs did that centipede have? Crazy. And when she really looked close, it was as if she could stare into their eyes. And when she stared into their eyes, she connected to them. Connected to them on an energy level. In a way that you would never think that you could connect to an ant. It's just an ant, right? Who pays attention to ants? Definitely not whingy, whiny Gigi. But right now she was. So smart, those ants. Gigi laid there for the longest time and nothing changed. Nothing magically came back. She just laid in the field. She laid there long enough to realize how lucky she was, how much she had, and how much, if she wanted to, she could give. She realized that she never really spent any time thinking about anybody else. Everyone would always still be there, right? Why should she spend time thinking about anybody else? All that really mattered was if she was happy and if she was okay. But she realized that that was actually wrong. Because now that all she had was this field, she felt quite lonely. She realized that she did need people. She didn't really need all the things that she had. Who cares about phones and clothes and all that stuff when all you have is nothing? Right now, she really missed her family. Gigi didn't stay in the field. Gigi actually never had the experience I'm talking about. But what if she did? Do you think she would change? Do you think if being in a field and having absolutely nothing but the field and the sky would change you? What do you think?